Hey tubers, welcome back to today's adventure. So, what is this? This is a little Kubota Diesel. And I bought this a while ago. And I finally dug it out. And wanted to take a look at it to see what I have, what it's missing, you know, is it going to be functional? I've had this for a whole bunch of years. This is from a Kubota ride-on lawnmower, 48 inch. This is probably, I mean, it's a 2-cylinder diesel. Let me show, well, you can see 2 exhaust ports on it, and you can see the pump with two injectors. So it looks more or less complete, and it looks like it's in pretty decent shape. He also included a lot of the extra little bracket things. I don't have the alternator. That's not here. I believe I have the starter floating around someplace. So I got to look around for that. It looks like, once again, he left a bunch of the bolts on it. Now, the story on this thing is it was an eBay deal. And it was one of those deals where nobody was bidding on it, nobody was bidding on it, nobody was bidding on it, and his starting price was really pretty low. And on the last second, I put in like 20 bucks over his starting price, and I got it for his starting price. So I think I got this thing, it was cheap, $100 or something like that. I think it cost more to ship it to me than I bought it for. So at some point it must have been rubbing on a radiator here, radiator shroud. Anyway, so I got it, and I got it. I actually had to pick this up at a trucking place, and it was damaged in transport. What they did is they stoved in, I think you guys could see it, the bottom of the oil pan here. They had it upright, and they had blocks on it here. It was on a pallet, and they had blocks, but 2 of the blocks slipped away, so it kind of rested on the oil pan, and the oil pan got damaged. So the next video you'll see of this thing is when the oil pan is off, and we could take a look to see if there's a oil pump neck that came in low here, and I mean, if that's cracked or damaged, then life is going to get very interesting very quickly. This is the second one of these engines I have. There's one in a tractor out back. So I do have the possibility of getting some parts. This one was always pretty, you can see also this is stoved in. This one was pretty well taken care of, and as I recall, it has like around 500 hours on it, 479 if I'm recalling properly. So it really, if it was cared for at all, it should theoretically have another couple of thousand hours on it, right? It should only be like 25% done. So here it is. I did call the person who shipped it and said, hey, you know, I picked it up, I put all over the paperwork that there was freight damage. You need to call up the freight company and see what kind of refund situation we could get here. But he was so happy with me for not paying him much for it, that he basically insulted my lineage and hung up on me, which I guess indicated that he wasn't going to help me with the shipping company, and I was just the receiver of it. Believe it or not, they're the person who ships the engine, they're the ones who could go for a refund. And what I would have had to do was bring it back to the shipping company. They would have had to ship it back to him. They would have debated back and forth about if it was palletized properly, and it didn't appear that it was palletized properly. So he would have got the motor back probably for free. It was an eBay deal, so he would have had to give me a refund, and I wouldn't have it. But considering the shipping, the cost of the shipping, and the cost of the motor, once again, it was cheap. I think I have like $250 invested in this thing. I've had this a long time, probably over 15 years. Hopefully, as I move it around and all, I mean, I don't know what this GM is doing on here. Actually, it seems to be on there pretty good, so I don't know what GM could have been doing with a Kubota Diesel. Maybe I was told it was part of a tractor. Maybe I wasn't told the truth too. Maybe it was on a I can't call it by the real name. One of those refrigerators that go on a tractor trailer. One of those things that are up in the or an alternate power unit. I don't know. What's the governor look like? Maybe. I don't know. That's still moving, which is a good sign. I think that side's the governor and that's the throttle, if I'm recalling properly. Anyway, so what do I need to do? First thing I need to do is pull the pan off, and I'll show you guys that when I do that, and we'll see what kind of trouble we're in. Once I pull the pan off, if it's all good, I just need to rig up some cooling through it so that it I don't want to fire it up and have it run for a few minutes and have it get a hot spot and damage the head gasket or something. So I do want some kind of water going through it. Then with the pump, I just need to get some fuel to it. I need to find the starter that's floating around in the hoard here somewhere. That might take longer than anything else. Kind of cob some kind of exhaust system onto it. Turn it over. My experience is these things normally start right up and run pretty good. Then I'll know what kind of shape I'm in. Hopefully I don't have, just for a number, let's call it 300. Hopefully I don't have a $300 block of metal. I was able to pick it up and put it there. So I'd guess it weighs somewhere around 75 pounds, give or take. I mean, it was on the edge of my lifting limits, maybe even above that. So let's say it weighs 75 pounds. To make the math go easy, let's say it weighs 100 pounds. It means it's worth $4 in scrap if if I can't do anything with it. That wouldn't be good. It's probably, hopefully it's okay. If not, I guess what you do is you figure out what it is and you get the pump off and whatever else you can get off, or you sell it as a whole block. There's probably somebody out there who would need it. Once again, I'm hoping to get it running. What I've wanted to do with this type of thing is I wanted to get this thing, or one like it, spinning an alternator or a couple of alternators, and use the electricity in the house, use the hot water they generate, and the hot exhaust they generate for actual heating. Something small like this would actually be a good co-energy project for the upper garage. So, but we're getting a long way from the beginning. The beginning is getting the bottom off of it and getting it started, and to see if it's worth anything. Alright folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting, subscribing. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.